welcome to another episode of the Best in Building Brand podcast. Today we have an awesome guest. We have Daryl the Author. He is an author, like his name says, and he's also one of my podcast buddies. So we have him here to talk about his book and just to talk about some things business related. I did want to show off my new earrings I got from All Over You Designs, Sharia Niles, but I'm having technical difficulties and I don't cancel any shows. The show will go on. I don't care what's going on. So we're going to get started. We have myself, Arthur Ego. We have Crystal the Connector, and we are missing Rajay. She may hop on a little later. But Daryl, just tell us a little bit about yourself. Do your own intro.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Mhm.
Well, first of all, thank you for this wonderful platform. I'm excited to be here. Thank you, Crystal. Thank you again, Khadija. So yeah, my name is Daryl Elliott. I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio. I reside in Columbus right now. Oh, was Crystal caught off guard when I said Cincinnati, Ohio? What happened?
I was in Cincinnati.
Okay. But yeah, from Cincinnati, Ohio, born and raised. I'm a writer. My first book that I did, I was seven inside the second grade. It's called Barney the Boring Barumbus. Um, I wrote it, like I said, when I was seven inside the second grade. It was a project that I had to do. But funny story, fast forward to now, my wife actually got that book. Well, she self-published it for me as a Christmas gift. It was back in 2017 or 18. And so that was my journey into, writing and keeping up with it. Because after that, I would just do poems here and there. But now my second book, which is called Babs to the Rescue, is kind of the intro to Barney the Boy and Barumbas. They're all inside the same world. They're all the same mythical creatures. So I won't spoil it, but both books are on Amazon right now and also on my website. And the links are in my Instagram and Facebook, which I'm pretty sure will be posted somewhere on this platform.
So that's so cool. You
Yeah.
wrote the book when you were a kid,
I
and
was.
that's awesome. So, did you write any other books? I mean, I know you have the second book, Babe to the Rescue, but any other books that aren't children's books since you've been an adult?
Absolutely. I have one that I'm waiting for the editor to get done with. It's about bullying. So this is not really a children's book, more of like, the teenage, whatever, section. So I'm trying to kind of venture off from kids' book to see what I can really do. And then also, I'm working on a psychological thriller. This is called Welcome You to 26. So I'm
Wow.
trying to really expand my writing right now. So, oh, and then also, oh my God, I forgot about this one. I have another story that I actually did as for school,
Mhm.
and this is what really kind of gave me the confirmation I should be a writer. I wrote a story about my wedding vow, with my wife, and when I turned it into my teacher, she held me back from class. Everybody walked out. She said, "Hey, I want to talk to you about your paper." So I'm thinking, okay, I might have messed up something or whatever. So she starts crying. I'm like, hey, what's going on? What's the problem? She said the way that I, described, my emotions, my feelings, and just the scenery around the room, whatever, was if she was watching it on TV. And so she kind of urged me to put it into a competition at the college I go to. And I didn't think nothing about it until 3 months later. I get an email that told me to go to the reading area, and it was published inside the school magazine. And so
That
that
is
really
awesome.
kind of, right. So that really got me started to believe in myself that, okay, I can really do this as a living.
Mhm.
So,
And tell us about your podcast.
yeah. So my podcast, and it's called Coffee and Pages. Um, I started it because I kind of wanted to create a space where writers and authors and inspiring writers can kind of get together and talk, brainstorm, network, talk about marketing, and I kind of give some advice on the writing process. Now, keep in mind, I'm still kind of new. I'm not, a professional, but I kind of talk about the things and the barriers that I go through when it comes to writing. So I kind of, bring people into my world so we can try to, share the
Okay.
same common interest. I'm
Mm,
sorry.
how long have you been doing the podcast?
It's funny. So the Coffee and Pages one, maybe around maybe 8 or 9 months or so. I had a podcast before that
Hmm.
called what was it called? It was called the Thinkers Who Think podcast. It was extremely silly. It was more of like the shade room and more like gossip. But I kind of realized I don't want to attract that type of audience because I can't keep up with those stories. And I
Right.
figured like why not do something that yeah, like there's so much stuff going on. So I figured why not do something that's true to who I am. I
Mm,
love to write, I love to tell stories. Why not have a podcast that brings those gaps together?
that's awesome. So I know you've been writing since you were, very young. Like, has that always been like your aspiration to grow up and be a writer, or did you ever want to be a doctor and a lawyer like everybody else did when they were a kid?
It's a funny in that book because because it talks about the author.
Hmm.
I said I wanted to be a police officer.
Okay.
Actually, when I was 7, I was 2, but of course that's not true right now. Um, so writing for me wasn't really necessarily a thing I wanted to do to kind of make money. So growing up in Cincinnati, I was so where I lived on Bramble, I can walk down the street and be next to a bunch of gangbangers, or walk down the street and there's a bunch of pimps or prostitutes. So anywhere I kind of go, I would be influenced by what I see. So to keep myself from getting involved in all that crazy stuff, I decided to write. I wanted to create my own worlds to kind of go through, to escape from what I was seeing.
That's why I read, actually. Like, I love to read, and it's literally my escape. Like, I just put myself in that world, and that's where I'm at. And I think it's so cool that that's also why right. Um,
Absolutely.
Crystal,
I have
you
a
have any
question.
questions? Okay.
Yeah, so when you were and you touched on this when because you love to write to as a form of escape from what you were living in your reality as a person that lived in Cincinnati.
Cincinnati, yeah, 513, 513. The nasty, nasty. Go
Right.
ahead.
Right. So when you're writing, do you find yourself, because I know when I'm reading books, and when I was younger and I was writing, like I it's sort of like it was like a time machine. Like I was actually living in it as I'm writing. Like I was no longer writing, I became the characters. Have you felt that and found that when you're writing your books or just writing period?
Definitely. So when it comes to Barney the Boring Barumbus, I felt like at that time I was him. And
Hmm.
so in that story, Bab comes to make him feel better. So I've been Babs and I've been Barney. So I've had a chance to be both. So I know how it is on both sides. The story that I have about bullying
Hmm.
is actually something that I went through, that I have coming out. So I definitely kind of put myself
Like,
in the stories that I write.
do you ever come up upon some? We hear this a lot with authors. You have writer's block, where you have to add, writer's block was one part of the question. The other part, have you ever written a story or started writing and scratched the whole idea because it just either didn't make sense or it wasn't coming out the way you wanted it to?
Right. So with me, when it comes to writer's block, because I have it a
Hmm.
lot. Sometimes I'll step away, I'll throw on some jazz, or
You.
I'll throw on some Lucky Day, throw on some Stevie Wonder, some Solange, I get myself back into that vibe. But as far as
Okay.
scratching everything, I try not to do that because I feel like everything that I write kind of serves a purpose. It might not fit
Hmm.
into the story that I'm doing right now, but I might save it for something
Hmm.
later. So I try to always keep any piece that I write, and who knows, I might even do an anthology one day.
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Now,
So
what advice would you?
is there anybody that inspires you?
Oh yeah.
As far as you to write,
Hmm.
um, well, definitely my wife, my two little girls, my children inspire me. and just the friends I had growing up along the way to who I am right now. So Cincinnati inspires me, Massachusetts inspires me. I live there as well. Columbus inspires me now. So life inspires me.
What about Tony, like Toni Morrison,
Okay, so actually, people. You want
the
to
other
know
writers?
the people, other writers?
Well, I want to know
You know
people.
what?
I want to know other writers. Sometimes the singers, the others sometimes emulate their styles a little bit. When it comes to writers, sometimes it's not always like you can. As far as poems and poets, a little different. But writers, what other writers and inspired you? And do you like when you're reading the? If you ever, I'm pretty sure you do. But reading other people's work, other authors, and you're like, oh my god, like yeah,
Absolutely.
I dig it.
Well, definitely Langston Hughes, Dream Deferred. There's a gentleman by the name of, believe it was Malcolm Gladwell. I believe he wrote a book called Out called Outliers. I don't know if you ever heard of that. I think it's
Mm.
Malcolm Gladwell, Outliers as well. So let's see who else do I like. I don't want to mess up anybody's name. There's so many. But Langston Hughes, of course, the Malcolm Gladwell.
Yeah.
It can be funny, to even go back in time. R.L. Stein, growing up, one of the first books I used to read were Goosebumps. So I would
Yes.
definitely
I love
say
Goosebumps.
that R.L. Stein definitely did his thing, and I'm not even sure who did. Don't laugh at me. Whoever wrote like the Dewey Brothers and the Babysitters Club, Sweet Valley
No,
High,
yeah.
all those books. Like I still remember going to the library when they would have the book fair with Scholastics. Me running to get the Babysitters Club or the Dewey Brothers or the next R.L. Stein book for Goosebumps and things of that nature. So yeah.
Do you have a blog? The question is, do you publish excerpts on your blog or super short stories?
Um, I do not. So I know on my website, um, what I did for the launch for Babs is I had a couple. I had maybe 8 pictures that you can download once you subscribe to my website that your kids can use to color with. But now, on my website, I have a couple of paragraphs from the story I wrote about my vows. So that's kind of like a free thing you can get once you subscribe to my website and download it. So you can read it to just to give me feedback.
That's
Mhm.
actually a good idea. That just inspired me for our blog. Maybe we can get some excerpts from some different authors and have, 'cause we usually publish a new blog on Thursdays, but that would be cool to like have some, new authors just, do a little short story or excerpt from their book to get them more exposure. Um,
Absolutely.
that's a good idea.
Absolutely. Hope it works for me. We'll see what
Uh,
happens.
How old are your babies? You said you have two girls?
I have two. Yep. So one is 4, one is 6 months.
Oh.
Ooh,
Aw.
those
Yep.
are the intense ages right there, especially
I
that
know.
gap.
Man, I know. 4 and 6 months, yeah.
What's your
Well,
ultimate goal though? I know you're still in school and you're working, right? And then you're writing and then you have the podcast. Like where do you see yourself or want to be in the next 5 years?
Book
My
tour.
ultimate goal, yep. So book tour, yep. So my ultimate goal, is to continue with the Barney Babs that universe. Cause I want to create, hopefully, more books like that so we get picked up. Maybe I can do a TV show, a kids show, a kids movie. But I kind of want to hop into the scripting for like shorts and things of that nature. So trying to
Mm.
kind of maneuver from writing kids stories and whatever to writing scripts.
Yeah, because my goal is to win a daytime Emmy. I'm trying
Okay.
to produce some shows. So we have another show right after this that I'm producing. Hopefully we can take it from podcast to TV show.
Yeah.
Um, And we could definitely collaborate. Like that's basically what Besties is all about. Collaboration, group economics, everybody working together, helping each other out. That's why we had this platform. It's so cool to bring other entrepreneurs on to hear what they have going on. We could talk about what you have going on and get feedback from the audience. So that's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? As long as you don't bring any black jelly beans, I'm good.
Wow, so
You know?
disrespectful. That is so disrespectful. Like you really
Not
tried to
the
throw
black
me off
jelly
just now.
beans.
I love black jelly beans. Thank
As
you.
long as you don't bring no black jelly beans
Not
in,
about
we are good to
licorice
go.
though.
I don't
That's
understand that
that
black
is
jelly
that's
bean.
sentimental for me. Me and my grandma used to eat them all the time, and I like
Okay.
them. They taste delicious to me.
You could get them anytime. Jelly Belly. That's all you need to do. Go to
I
jellybelly.com. There you
That's
go.
what I said. I eat jelly
You
beans
eat them
all
in
year
the
long.
pound by themselves, like just all black?
Yeah, if I see a bag of
Ooh.
all black, my mom will even buy them for me. I love black jelly beans.
Oh, my one.
But this is not about me. We're not about to come at
Not
me
about
about
you.
jelly beans, okay?
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
All right.
What's the
That's
best
funny.
compliment you ever received?
Um, I would say the best compliment I receive when it comes to writing.
It doesn't have to be in terms of writing. It could be anything.
Oh,
You
anything?
know, you did
Oh
a good
yeah. Well,
job. Your glasses are
definitely.
fly.
Mhm.
Your daughter is well behaved.
Wow,
She's
that's
very, very
definitely a
smart.
compliment.
She's so smart. I'm like,
Right.
yes, she is. I know she is. Yes.
He said, I know
So
she
yeah.
is. Yes, she is.
Um,
So
or
Okay.
they'll say, your wife is so beautiful. I said, I know she is. Absolutely. She's smart too. Yeah. Go ahead. Please give me those compliments. Please. I need them.
so I have a question. So as an author, not myself, but you, do you have like when you get inspiration, is it do you have to write it down right away, or is it you
Oh
have to be
yeah.
in that mindset? Okay, so what do you use? Like, what would you suggest for up and coming authors, or people just don't know how to store it correctly or write it? I don't know if I'm using the right words.
What's funny, to be honest, like I guess I'm like a rapper because my iPhone is full of different like sound bites. Like I'd be walking or whatever, then I would just pull up my iPhone and say, "Hey, I have a thought about this story. This is what I'm gonna write about when I get home." Blah 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 blah. So I have a bunch of different sound bites stored inside my iPhone, of different ideas, of books that I want to write or stories.
I need to start doing that. I always think maybe I should write it down. Maybe I should record myself. Where do you really start? So that's smart to just whip it out and like record yourself and you go back later. Do you have like sessions where you write this stuff down?
I do, and then also to be honest, I know a lot of people when they write, they use Word, which is cool. But I like to use Google Docs because I can do the voice to text. So a lot of the times when I'm writing or when I'm coming up with my ideas, I'm just talking to my phone. I'm talking
Mm.
to my laptop. And then I go back and of course I do my edits or whatever. But I try to get as much as I can out before I really sit down and start writing.
Okay. So like a dump.
Yeah, absolutely.
There you
Absolutely.
go. Okay.
Absolutely.
Do you hear from any of um like your readers? Like what kind of feedback are they giving you? Like from the kids that get the book?
Oh yeah. So on Amazon, they'll send me pictures of them with their kids with a book inside the car. They'll hit me up on Amazon and they'll give me reviews there as well. But now with COVID, I can't really you know do the launch that I want to launch because I want to kind of be because I want to touch the people. I want to have
Right.
my book here. I want to have a banner created. I want to have pencils done, notebooks. I want to have bookmarks, and I want to give stuff away for free, but I can't do it.
Yeah.
So hopefully, once COVID is done and over with, I can finally, get that on my system.
COVID definitely was in the way.
Man,
Definitely.
You
Is
would
there
think so.
like one person, like if you could interview on your show, who would that be and why?
definitely. Let's get quiet. You know what? All right, can I pick two?
Yep.
I pick two. Michelle Obama, definitely, because she's Michelle Obama. Because she's awesome. The Master P. The pick his
Yes.
brain. The pick his brain.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay,
Definitely
Percy.
love Mr. P.
Percy
Percy
Miller.
Miller.
And let me ask you this question. We
Yeah.
usually do a this or that like quiz in the beginning just to break the ice. Um, but due to our technical difficulties, we didn't have a chance to do that. But I need to know, if you had to choose between Fresh Prince or Martin, who would you pick? I need to know this so I know if we could continue to be Facebook
You
friends
know what's so funny?
at
Okay.
this point. Like I need to know.
I just had this conversation like a month and a half ago.
What?
As much as yeah, right. As much as I love Will Smith. When I tell you more, though. Okay, I've only cried on the Fresh Prince twice when he
Hmm.
got shot, and then
Oh
of
no.
course the father scene, whatever,
Right.
Yes.
whatever. But when it comes to Martin, when it comes to Otis, when it comes to
The nay nay.
Roscoe, when it
King
comes to
Beef. King
when it
Beef
comes
is
to
hilarious.
Birdman, when it comes to Hustle Man, I have cried more to Martin just laughing than I have done any other show.
Okay. Good, good.
I
Very
can
good. Because
respect.
we had two
Man,
That's
people
why.
we had two people say Fresh Prince, and I think it was getting kind of out of hand. I'm like, maybe I need to look for guests in other places. But
Come on, you got Dragonfly Jones. You got man,
Shanae.
Sharia, I know you did
Thank
not
you,
just say Fresh Prince.
Sharia.
I know you did. Wow. And I
Gotta
just
be
gave her
Why?
a
Sharia
big shout
today.
out all over you designs on
that's funny.
Etsy. It's cool. I'm still gonna put you up there though, because I want everybody to see your earrings. But wow.
Martin,
Martin, where it's at?
where is that? Martin, where is that? Absolutely.
Can't agree
You
on
know,
that.
you
I
know
wish I
what?
could.
I don't know, but you know what? People remember more of um Martin shows than they do the Fresh Prince. I don't care what you say. You can say Fresh Prince all day, every day. You know, this Philly up in this piece, John, all day, right?
Right,
But
right.
I can remember almost every, not even almost every episode of Martin. I can't remember every episode of the Fresh Prince.
Especially
I
when Tyra
I
Banks
love
came,
Will I
foggy.
love Will Smith. I love Will Smith, right? Like he as a motivational speaker since he became an adult. But
True.
when he did that song, Welcome to Miami, and Miami's where it's at, like
Getting
bruh.
jiggy with it.
Yeah, jiggy
Yeah,
with
like
it.
I couldn't. I had to wait till he became the mature Will Smith. Martin, he's still big. I love him.
So, what is your favorite Martin joke from the
Yeah.
My
Martin Show?
my
Yeah,
favorite Martin joke.
yeah, from the Martin Show for Martin.
I like Dragonfly Jones.
Okay.
Okay, first of all, don't get me started on Martin. But let me go back. When he told Pam that her breath smelled like old bus seats and train smoke, he said her her breath smelled like train smoke
Oh my god.
Wait,
and old
you
bus
know,
seats. No, he said her breath smelled like boiled bologna. Like, bro, what is wrong?
my BDB, but wait, my
BDB,
favorite Martin
BDB.
episode was when he had them all at the table doing their skit. Well, doing the skit from
The Nino
New Jack
Brown,
City. But yes,
Lord, and that
yes,
dog.
and
And
the
then
stuffed
Brother.
girl, the stuffed Rottweiler. Oh my God, he said, "Cole, shut your punk ass up, or I make some change."
Oh my goodness. I cannot. So
Man,
please, I
I
could go
tell you
through
what
every
though,
episode.
I
you
feel
ain't girl.
like not to get too much off the topic, but I feel like Tracy Morgan. I feel like Hustle Man was so unappreciated inside that show. I feel like they should have had more of Tracy Morgan being Hustle Man. Because
Yeah.
This
man,
is
that
my first time even knowing Tracy Morgan was in that show. I watched
what?
it. Yeah,
How
But
dare
y'all. I
you?
Yeah,
have
he
to go
Hustle
back and
Man.
watch this from the
that's because
beginning.
you said Fresh Prince, so you wouldn't know Tracy. You said Fresh Prince, so
Yeah,
When
Hustle
he
I was
Man.
when
like,
he
I
told
watched
Gina
Martin when other people were watching Martin. I never sat down and watched it myself because I couldn't
No.
get into
he
it. But I'm
gonna
gonna
tell
watch it for
Gina to put
y'all.
aspirin in the water. Remember he had the he had the he took about pork and bean juice.
Yeah.
Lord, I'm crying. All right.
You said these pigeons on the stick. Go ahead.
Yo,
She
shut
oh
took
my
up.
about
God, we
some
could go all
he took
day.
about
Remember we had
her
when
her flowers was dying. He gonna tell her to put pork and bean juice in the
Boogie just did
water.
it. Oh, the tears of joy.
Oh man.
right.
Okay. All right. So My last question is this: if you had a billboard about your life, your career up until this point, what would it say?
A billboard of my life. Um, that's a good question. It would probably say, "Don't judge a book by its cover. Read between the lines, and make sure you finish each chapter."
I like that. Make sure you finish each chapter. That's good.
Okay, writer.
Hey, on the spot, on the
Right?
spot.
You
Right.
got the gift.
Got the
So
gift.
make sure you guys shop All Over You Designs on Etsy. She is one of our besties. Make sure you get your new book is out, right? Babs to the Rescue.
That is correct. Yep, on Amazon and is on my website as well, which would be somewhere on this
Right.
interview.
Right.
Whatever.
So the website is here, but I
Then at
think
the
it'll be
bottom.
easier if you follow him on Facebook
Absolutely.
and Instagram, and the link is in the bio. Make sure you grab the book for your little ones. Daryl, the author.
Not to be confused with Megan Thee Stallion, but Daryl the Author. Thee.
Okay, and make sure you check us out at bestiesbusiness.org. We have a free membership program where we're collaborating with each other just to help to grow each other's businesses. We are also a nonprofit. We're doing a fundraiser, so make sure you donate. Check out itscomplicated.com with a K to shop her fashions. And
Right.
make sure you go to Go Beautiful with 2Ls.com to make sure your melanin is popping and your
Hey,
skin is clear.
hey,
And we thank you so much for being a guest. It was a wonderful show. I
very
literally
fun.
had tears in my eyes.
It
Um,
was an
so
honor.
just thank you and have a good evening. Bye,
You guys too. Thank
everybody.
you. You guys
Good
stay
night.
safe.